I told you before, and I'll tell you again. The strong survive and the weak disappear. We do not intend to disappear. Jimmy Hoffa. My brother Anthony and I were inseparable. He wasn't Tony, he was Anthony, and he always will be Anthony. Anthony was 2 years older than me. My mother Rita treated us both the same. My old man, John S. Stefani, was around when he felt like it. A lot of people said my old man was a mobster. I tell him, and Anthony always told him, to mind their own damn business. Anthony and me, we were born at McKinley General Hospital in Prince William, New Hampshire, now Prince William Medical. Anthony said he remembered when I was born, but that's bullshit. He was 2 years old. Listen, from day one, we grew up on the streets of Prince William. My mother rented a tenement with my great-uncle Flavio from a slumlord in Boston. He and my great-aunt Carlotta had one son who was my Uncle Dulio, even though he and I are less than 6 months apart in the pecking order. Uncle Dulio was an athlete and stayed off the streets unless we needed him to take care of business from those street thugs who are no more than pretty boys with pretty nicknames. Hey, Anthony and me and guys like Winky and Earl, we just took what we wanted, because we didn't have nothing. The old man mailed money to Rita, but she had to work at Glover's fish packing factory at the other end of Canal Street near the docks. Anthony never forgave the old man for ditching us all. I'll say about that time, Anthony was just turning 13. He had a girlfriend named Cecilia who wanted him not to do what he was about to do. Anthony got his hands on what Cecilia referred to as balmy, grass. And I fully admit, I was a part of this expedition into the dark side. We didn't make big bucks or nothing, but there was more food on the table after that enterprise started, for sure. Cecilia left Anthony, smart girl. We were all going downhill fast, man. She lives somewhere in Southern California now. Married a doctor. Not that Anthony was a slouch. That boy was the smartest damn human being I ever met. He got hooked on the stuff later and on the big return on investment. We all branched out and had brushes with the law until we met Charlie DePiro. Charlie ran Boston and was up in southern New Hampshire to invest around the perimeter of his territory, if you know what I mean. We were all punks, but a part of the DePiro organization at a very low level. Charlie knew my old man, not quite sure what that was all about. Charlie DePiro got Rita out of the fish factory and arranged for Uncle Dulio to have a tryout at Notre Dame. My mother was able to work at the bowling alley as a waitress. Then Rita bought a house on East Crescent Street in Prince William. Anthony never forgot what Charlie did for us. Uncle Dulio and me, we met this seminary student who became the best fighter in New England. If he hadn't become a priest, he would have become a national contender. Later, when he came to St. Bart's in Prince William as Father Jim Gallagher, Rita told me to get my ass over to St. Bart's and introduce myself to him, which I did. But Anthony had begun dealing with the big boys, and they didn't want him near what they call a goody two-shoes priest. By then, Anthony was hooked on crack. I, myself, mixed marijuana with cocaine. They call it Cocoa Puff. That's how I got the name Coco. If it wasn't for Gallagher, I would have gone down. It was at this time Mr. Fletcher's son, Hamilton III, a.k.a. Ham, was hooked on dust, a friggin' stew of narcotics with grass. They say I got Ham off the stuff, but Dulio and Rita knew Gallagher was behind the scenes. Hamilton Fletcher looks at me as some kind of messiah. Whatever, I'll take it. Meanwhile, Anthony had been dealing with the New York boys, way the hell out of his league. I told him that, and so did Rita and Dulio. They were flying pallet loads of that stuff into an abandoned airfield in Prince William. Me and Anthony, we had it out. It was one hell of a fight. After I drove my vet out to the airfield, Anthony threatened me with a .45 Magnum, because he was high as a kite. He said he'd kill me if I tried to stop him from going to New York. Maybe he would have. He stepped on that plane, took off and headed down the coast. That's the last I saw of my brother. We didn't tell Dulio because he would have quit Notre Dame to go look for Anthony. I went down there to New York City and got absolutely nowhere. I had to accept Anthony was gone. If not dead, then missing forever. Broke Rita's heart. Charlie told me it was so dangerous down there he was staying out. But he advanced me in his organization till that lowlife Fiore booted Charlie out. And my old man, he must have known something about his son Anthony being gone. The bastard did nothing. Gallagher told me to get on with my life and later talked me out of my special arrangement with the girls at my club. I got them off the streets and they were just girls at the club. As for Anthony, all I have left is a picture of Anthony and me and, like Rita, broken heart. Anthony's story, Matthias Jones series by Robert P. Fitton, is sold on Amazon in paperback and Kindle, and the audiobook is on Audible. Join me. Perhaps you'll be able to help solve a mystery. Robert Stack.